Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. This is Renegades React, and we are going to be reacting to part 2 of Channel Awesome's Nostalgia Critic. Well, not really part 2, just continuing from Conan the Barbarian, now Conan the Destroyer.
Oh man, here we go.
Oh, you mean D&D the movie?
Yes.
The actual D&D the movie that we deserved?
And not D&D the TV series that is Stranger Things.
Oh,
Dude, Stranger Things was really good.
It was good.
I haven't seen it yet. I'll have to give it a watch.
Just must reiterate, every time this or Conan the Barbarian is on, I must watch it.
You must stop what you're doing and watch.
I mean, it's a good rule.
That's only expected. I mean, honestly, we need to do a Renegade commentary on, just our own commentary on the movie while we're watching it.
I mean, now I could see that, but I feel like Micah would have a lot of moments where it's like, shh, this part.
Yeah. No.
Man, this part's so good.
No. Well, we could have those. Well, honestly, I expect that from Micah. And that's one thing I want.
Like, there's a group. There's a couple of guys I know who do what's called corrector's commentary.
Okay.
Which is a really good title. And they talked about doing Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh.
And they basically said that the entire movie would just be them going, "Oh man, this part. No, shut up. No, this is really good."
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, all right, I can get behind that because I think they did the original Aliens. I think they did The Room.
Oh.
Which is...
That's one we'll have to do a Renegade commentary on. And also we will have to do it with Wyndham. We'll have to have her here for that. Because she's actually I received a message from her. She will be coming up in sometime in September, actually.
Hey!
Nice.
So we can expect that as well.
This is just going to get dumb, and I love it.
Of course.
And hopefully this time she won't knock you out again.
Here's the hope.
I mean, sometimes,
fingers crossed.
Sometimes women just punch me in the face. I mean, it's like Arnold with the camel. And
it's true.
It keeps happening.
That poor camel.
I wish they would have done that in the Jason Momoa
every movie.
That
yes.
That would have been hilarious.
Or just like he and the camel have this look, and the camel's just like, nope. And
the camel just takes off, and he's like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, that's right. I know what's up.
All right. So we got it here.
It'd be amazing.
Shall we start it up?
Do it.
All right.
Do the thing.
From the director who brought you such classics as Red Sonja and Dr. Dolittle comes his most epic of unimpressively bland masterpieces, Conan the Destroyer.
Here we go again.
It sucks balls. Let's watch it.
But what?
Between the years when the ocean...
So we start off with Conan, as he's apparently replaced Subotai with a very obnoxious comedy relief.
I think we made the merchant angry. But we didn't steal everything he had.
They got me because Rob Schneider was off making worse movies.
I do miss Subotai.
But they're suddenly surrounded by a ton of soldiers who attack him with nets and sticks. I don't think that's gonna work, guys.
Please get in our nets. We'll be your friends.
Do you know who I am? Queen Taramis.
What do you want?
I need your help.
That's why I sent my men to attack you. I'm just saying hello.
It was a test.
You have nothing that I want.
Look at the shrine. Show me the desire in your deepest heart.
Her.
California.
The housekeeper.
His love returns.
Malaria? Her name was Malaria all this time?
Valeria.
Actually, it's Valeria. And if Conan goes with the queen, she can help bring her back to life. So, of course, he agrees.
Good quest.
It's a good quest. Good story.
Hail, Conan of Nazareth! Oh, look, he even comes across another camel, like in the first
It's the
film.
same camel.
I'm sorry about what happened the last time.
Yeah. How come I get the feeling that the name of the next film is gonna be Conan, the Camel Puncher?
We will drink to Dagoth, the dreaming god.
The god of nonchalantness. Alright, there's a lot of story they get out here, so listen closely.
It is written in the scrolls of Skelos that a woman child born with a certain mark must make a perilous journey. It is her destiny.
Sounds like a pretty stupid destiny.
My niece, Jenna, has such a mark. There is a key she must find. A key only she can touch.
Where is it?
In a castle.
Guarded.
by a wizard.
What does this key unlock?
A jeweled horn. Only she can procure it.
So you want me to fulfill the unknown destiny of a scroll I never read by going to a castle I can't find to lead a girl I never met to go up against a magic I cannot fathom and find a
don't
treasure I
question
never
the
heard
end.
of?
Yep.
Okay.
So before they
true.
head out
You
on
don't
their
question
quest,
the
the
end,
queen
Master,
gives her
yeah.
captain of the guard some specific orders.
What I do need you for is to see that this dear child is returned
Wilt, the
safely to the
Stilt
palace. Both the treasure and her virginity intact.
I can definitely protect one of those.
For she must be a virgin when she's returned to me, so she can be properly sacrificed.
Yes, make sure absolutely nothing happens to her so I can kill her. Speaking of which, how come gods always want virgins? Wouldn't sluts be more accepted? They put out more and they just have a better understanding of the human body. It's pleasurably logical. But I digress. They set out on their quest and go through several villages to get to the castle. On their way, they come across Mako from the last movie, and Mayday! Hey, I didn't know she was in this movie. That kicks ass. And ironically, the situation suggests she's in view to a kill.
Grace Jones.
Save her!
Thieves should be hanged.
So, how come she has a horsetail on her ass? Is that just the style then?
Look at that, a boom. It's not every day you see a horse with two rear ends.
So Mayday wants to join them
yeah,
for saving
you
her
can see
life.
the fox.
The
This
captain
is where
tries
the
to shoo
thing
her
started.
away, but it doesn't seem to work.
Oh, geez.
This looks arousing. I better join them.
I swear that if Conan will let me ride with him, I will give my life for him.
We shall see.
So she joins their team as they
on.
ride to the castle they were
Join the
looking
party.
for. Water is not usually the most stable spot to build a castle. I mean, seriously, who builds their castle in the middle of
It's
a
an
swamp?
ice castle.
Well, the king said it was daft to build a castle in a swamp, but I built it all the same, just to show them. They sank into the swamp.
We then cut to the wizard who
Then I
owns the
built another
castle.
one. That one sank into the swamp as well.
Yep.
Hey, it's the Burger King's mutilated brother,
Ouch.
Daniel.
Daniel.
So they decide to rest for the night while the evil wizard transforms himself into a hideous beast.
Oh, wow.
We're doing this. We're doing this.
Take a look. It's in a book, a reading rainbow.
So he captures Jenna and holds her in a room made out of tinfoil. The others break into the castle and try to get her back.
That's a good maze.
Yeah,
My
it is.
god, the fabulous baseball diamond.
Back. Back.
Crap. Kill them all.
I love this movie.
The one with the shadow. That's
Golly,
the real
you're
one.
the most thematic wizard I've ever met. How long did it take you to plan all this? Do you do birthday parties?
So the were-wizard tries to attack Conan as his friends watch helplessly. But Conan discovers he has to destroy the mirrors in order to destroy the wizard, which is a little strange. I mean, if you're the wizard, why would you want your weakness surrounding the room?
I was going to
It's
say,
like
it looks like
Superman decorating his Fortress of Solitude with kryptonite curtains.
I don't need any meals. I know I'm perfect.
Oh, good.
Boy, he's taking that sword through his chest pretty well, isn't he?
really
I mean, I would scream or something, but he keeps all his pain inside, and I respect that. Wait a minute! They could crash through the door the whole time?
No,
Why didn't they
kill the
just do that
wizard.
before? Were they just looking for the doorbell to be polite? So as the journey continues, we find that the niece has quite the attraction to Conan, as she tries to see if she can get some dating tips from Mayday here, because she really looks like a person who's into girly talk.
I didn't know women could be warriors.
Who said I was a woman?
All my tribe are warriors.
How do you attract a man?
I spear him, gut him, then wear him.
What I mean is,
Hear the lamentations
suppose
of the
you
men.
set your heart on somebody.
Take him!
And take him.
Like that?
I often use my club to bash him on the head and drag him to my cave by his hair, but that's so yesterday, girlfriend.
I'm just saying this
But
movie.
Jenna finds she needs someone more
It is, it is.
sophisticated to talk about sex with.
In order for a man to really know a woman, and for her to know him, they have to join.
No,
Join.
don't
Don't
do
do
it.
He has to take his
Don't
and grab her by the,
Stop it.
there you are.
Stop it.
Joint. I mean, how do you think flowers grow?
The level of sexual insight this guy has is just mind-blowing, isn't it? Hell, I'd love to see this guy on some sort of sex talk show.
Yeah, hi. I find I have trouble getting an erection around nighttime. What would you suggest for that?
No, I mean, you know, with the things and the guys over here, woman's over here, and the joining and
It is.
the big and the ooh and the
How do you think flowers?
you know, flowers.
Yeah.
What?
So they find castle number 2 and locate the treasure the queen was talking about. But they're greeted by some unpleasant company on their way out.
They also have a wizard.
We are the keepers of the horn. Then you know what will happen if the horn is placed back in the forehead of Daggett. The god will live again. No one is able to control him. Enough talk.
Yes! I knew it.
Barbarian
Conan the
diplomacy.
crotch stabber.
Exactly.
So they fight their way through and hide behind some sort of magic
Speech
door.
check means
The
roll for
pubic beard
initiative.
here, it turns out, is also a wizard, as he uses his powers to open the door up. Wait a minute, did his magic just make a dinging sound?
Ding, ding.
Oh man,
Yeah.
he must have been the laughing stock at Hogwarts, don't you think?
Yeah.
He's a wizard.
My
He gets
magic
away.
produces lightning! My magic produces fire! My magic goes... Luckily, Mako uses his own magic to show the wizard the most frightening image he can conjure up. So the captain gives our heroes the slip as he rides off with Jenna.
Where are the others?
They're coming, don't worry, go.
Oh, okay. Thank God I'm an idiot.
So they arrive at the castle as our heroes are not far behind.
Today is your birthday. All of Shadowzar is celebrating. Drink.
To death. I mean killing you. I mean life. I mean killing you. But the fearsome five break into the castle where they come across the captain, who plans to stop them from thwarting Jenna's sacrifice.
So what's my birthday gift? Is it a pony? Is it a dagger and a pony? Is it you stabbing me in the throat so you can resurrect a god in order to control him and hopefully rule the world? And a pony?
Save the girl!
Oh yeah, I guess we have been standing here the whole time.
Yes,
I
you
was
have.
confused because I thought there was an
Send the
easily
rest of the
breakable
party.
piece of glass in front of us. See, that's the only thing that
Do
can
it,
hold us
Mayday.
back.
Yes!
So because she's not sacrificed, the statue is instead transformed into... Okay, I think James Earl Jones' snake scene just got out silly. It looks like one of those Rankin Bass stop motion figures if it was shit out by Swamp Thing. But our comic Weasel is nice enough to throw a dagger into his eye. Boy, I feel a little weird saying this, but Conan is literally fighting a one-eyed, one-horned giant purple people eater. And you know what? It sure looks strange to me. So Conan kills the creature as he delivers the final blow. And if you can believe it, Weasel Man here actually tries to take credit for the victory.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Zula,
What is that?
I need a captain of the guards. I see no reason why a woman wouldn't do as well as a man.
You shall be called Punky Brewster, the Brave.
Will the world's greatest wizard come forward, please?
Hey.
Not you. I said the world's greatest wizard.
Oh,
Just kidding.
come on.
One cannot rule without wisdom.
But wizards run off intelligence.
Rule Shadowzar with me.
I need a royal cherry popper, and you more than qualify.
I will have my own kingdom,
With blackjack.
my own queen.
With blackjack and hookers.
I will own the beautiful land of California.
California.
Shut up!
So Conan rides off to find his own kingdom, and thus we get an ending pretty much identical to the first one.
Yeah,
Till
it's
at
coming.
last.
Don't worry.
He found his own kingdom.
and wore his crown upon a troubled brow.
That is another story that we still have yet to get.
A story that I will not tell, because I am dead. Schwarzenegger's in California, and this franchise is non-existent.
So those are the Conan movies. How do they measure up? Well, the second one is just crap. Once in a while, there's something interesting, but for the most part, it's just boring. The first one, however, I gotta admit, it's sort of a guilty pleasure for me. I mean, again, it's stupid, but it's so epically stupid. The characters are memorable, the cinematography is great, and the music is some of the best I've ever heard of them.
Yes.
It's kind of hard not to enjoy it. Now, granted, I've never read the original stories, and from what I hear, the movie doesn't do them any justice. But I still like the first one, for its corniness, for its grand scale, and for its over-the-top execution. Is it bad? Sure, but it's a very enjoyable kind of bad. And if you're an Arnold fan, you'll definitely check it out.
But how will Conan match up against the armies of darkness, Satan himself in the end of days? That is another story. I'm betting he wins.
Yeah, that next week for it. This was Schwarzenegger month, I believe.
Yep.
And the next one was End of Days.
Yep.
Good.
That was a weird movie.
That was a weird movie.
Man, you know.
I mean, Gabriel Byrne pissing like oil, and then Kevin Pollak's van exploded. I'm like, wait, what? Why wouldn't he just like throw a fireball and blow it up? Instead, he takes a leak and a black ooze like ekes into the vehicle and kills. I'm like, what?
I mean, the grease spell doesn't even catch fire. It specifically says it's non-flammable. They had to come up with an incendiary version.
I don't know. But
sorry, I got stuck
honestly,
in D&D
mode. Okay, answer me this: the Conan books.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're mostly short stories.
Well, okay, the Conan short stories. Well, the character Conan, is it in public domain because of how long ago it was?
I believe so, because I'm pretty sure there are other writers that took up Howard's mantle and are writing Conan stories now.
Okay.
Much the same with Lovecraft.
Okay, that's good. I honestly, more stuff needs to be in public. CGP Grey, we've talked about his view of fair use, and I almost 100% agree with everything that he has to say. It gives you enough time to make money off of it, while not limiting the next generation on what works they can go off of.
Yeah. Right.
And which Conan, I'd like to do a Conan short film with you as Conan.
I don't know if I would make a very good Conan, but yeah, I would love like a sword and sorcery type deal. I mean,
well, that's your bread and butter.
Oh yeah,
sword and sorcery, bread and butter.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting.
I actually need to sit down and look into this. So there's a subset of D&D adventures, and sort of the thing that set this up was Lord of the Rings. Basically, you look at Lord of the Rings, and I wonder if Conan will fit with this. All of the characters in that are no more than level 6.
Mm-hmm.
I need to see if Conan fits with this. Also, I'm not sure that Conan necessarily fits the barbarian class. Pretty sure he's just straight fighter.
Right.
Yeah, warrior.
Yeah.
Straight up warrior class.
Which, I mean, is fine.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Anyway, that's,
okay. So,
that's me nerding out a whole different direction.
Right. Well, typically, like the movie, they call him barbarian, but typically in the stories, he is known by the term Cimmerian.
Conan the Cimmerian, yeah.
But that doesn't have as much recognition with the general populace. They're like, what's Conan the Cimmerian? Like, Cimmerian is not a real place, but people understand what a barbarian is.
Yeah. Well, it's like Jason of Argonia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Except it could be Conan of Samaria.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But instead, because of the popularity of these films, Conan the Barbarian is just... And plus, it's like... What was the first Arnold Schwarzenegger movie you ever saw? It was Conan the Barbarian.
Oh yeah. I mean, this did kind of explode him on the map. I mean,
it's true.
Oh yeah. I mean, okay. Me and my dad, when I was a kid, my dad rented both of these films and watched them with me.
Oh man.
In a day, And I remember when we finished Conan the Barbarian, I was like, "Oh gosh, what's more? What's next? What's next?" And then Conan the Destroyer, and I'm like, "Oh right, yes." And oh man,
oh man, that's pretty good.
That was okay. The general silliness of the second one, you could tell that they were trying to appeal to a more broad audience versus the first film, which was a hard R, 100% no bullshit R. And then in the second film, they tried to do some things that I felt well, they made a D&D campaign out of it.
They did. I mean, you have fighter, monk, wizard, and rogue.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
and the thing is, the way Mayday is depicted is pretty much exactly how the monk looks in 3.5.
Yep.
It's scarily accurate, and I love it.
Okay.
It's super good. It makes me so happy. Because she looks exactly like Mayday.
Well,
so good.
And the Jason Momoa film had a lot of potential. It's just, I think, with a different director at the helm, and also a more dedicated writing, more dedicated script. I mean,
I still enjoyed it.
No, I enjoyed it as well.
Yeah.
I mean, me and Dad went and watched it, and Dad is a huge fan of the original Conan, and we watched it, and the first 30 minutes in, Dad was fully into it. My pop was like 100% immersed.
Like, oh man,
especially with the scene with the father in the beginning.
Yeah, the opening to that was tremendous. I really enjoyed that.
I did as well. And eventually, whenever the story broadened and everything, Dad started to lose interest. And whenever I gauge a film, I look at it from my point of view, but I also try to look at it from my dad's point of view on some things. My dad is a no-nonsense kind of guy.
Right.
He loves the first Conan film. He loves the first two Conan films because of
yes.
Yeah, they're sheer.
Yeah, totally.
Oh my gosh, that is
straight up
Grace Jones.
Yep.
That is Grace
yeah, that's
Jones.
Grace Jones. Yeah. Yeah. If you get a chance, go look up. Because I'm pretty sure that the art is online. It's the prototype monk is named Ember in 3.5, and it's straight up Grace Jones.
Okay.
Like it's
D&D 3.5.
D&D 3.5 Ember. It's Grace Jones.
Well, I really think that this movie borrowed from D&D, and then later editions like borrowed some things.
Borrowed
from
back,
it. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
yeah. I mean,
yeah.
it's great.
And
because I mean, like honestly, I mean D&D, a lot of that, I mean, owes a lot to earlier writings of like Howard and Tolkien. And I mean,
oh yeah.
You know.
Well, sword and sorcery
man.
films, I think, need a revamp in a big way. Because, okay, when's the last good sword and sorcery film that you can think of?
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. I mean, that's an answer, really.
I guess. Well, I mean, I guess it depends because some people categorize it as like high fantasy and low fantasy. High fantasy being like having other human level intelligence, magical creatures like elves and dwarves and
so
things.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, and then low fantasy is fantasy world, but humans are still predominantly the most intelligent creatures. But there are other things.
Okay,
like
but there are
various monsters and things. But for the most part, the interaction is still amongst people, but in a fantasy setting.
Okay,
and then there's also high magic, low magic.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So for me, the last one I can really think of that I thoroughly enjoyed. I don't know if you even call it sword and sorcery. Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
I mean, Lord of the Rings is sword and sorcery. I'd agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I can get behind that.
Yeah. I mean, Gandalf does magic, although it's not very high level magic by any stretch of the imagination.
Well, when he fights off the Nazgul. In Return of the King, one of the coolest shots for me was when he had the light activated on the end of his staff and was helping the riders of Gondor get back to Gondor.
Yep.
By using the guiding light spell to ward off the Nazgul.
So, protection from evil on a large scale. I think that might be level 3.
Okay.
Which, yeah. So
a lot of the
level 6 wizard at best.
A lot of the magic in Lord of the Rings actually has to do with like dominion of certain characters. Like there's like a natural order working behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when certain things don't abide by it, things get shuffled around. So it's not so much that Gandalf had to use high level magic. He was put in a certain place and occupied a certain position for a purpose.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting when you get into like all the stuff that Tolkien had going on behind the scenes.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's. You want to talk about world building? That guy knew how to do it.
Yeah. Well, the Silmarillion by itself.
Oh Lord, man.
And
there is so much there.
Yeah. The world building that Tolkien pulled off, and the way it was executed in the film, in the first 3 Lord of the Rings films, the Hobbit films, you know, they tried to push in too much.
I mean, there was all that stuff going on. I mean, because they were fighting Necromancer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you didn't realize that it was Sauron until later. That stuff was going on, and it was mentioned briefly, but you know, it was sort of mentioned as an aside. And I mean, The Hobbit was definitely almost like a book for younger audiences.
Yeah.
And not a lot of detail. Like honestly, really no detail is given for the dwarves except for Thorin. And I think the most detail that any of the other dwarves get is Balin. They mention that he was especially fond of Bilbo.
Well,
okay.
Yep.
And that Bombur was like, you know, the biggest of the dwarves.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the most detail they go into, really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Other than just like little bits of dialogue, I think, but nothing really specific.
All right. Oh, man.
All right. Well, I guess that's got it for this one. This was Nostalgia Critic's Conan the Destroyer. Obviously, he didn't have as much fun with this one as I did, but I freaking love these movies.
Fun. I love it. It's
yeah.
good.
Yeah, I do too.
Like I said, every time they're on, I watch them.
I mean, you gotta.
Good stuff. All right. Well, thank you for watching. As always, please check the description for our related content, and hopefully we will see you all very soon.